Okay, looks like the official Froyo update for the Droid Incredible has now been released. Or it's been leaked, but it's the official one. What you want to do first is power down your phone, and you have to see if you have S off. Okay, that means it's unlocked. If you don't have that, you're going to have to apply it. I don't know if you can see on top there, the very first line all the way in the end, it says it's either going to say S-off or S-on. Okay, if it says off, you don't need to do anything. If it says on, in the folder that I provide with a link, there's this thing called unrevoked forever. You're going to have to place that on your zip card, boot into the recovery. So you're going to have to boot into Clockwork Recovery. So if you select the second option, it said recovery on there. And once it boots, and then in here you're just going to have to go to install zip from SD. If you don't have this, if you have the default recovery on here, you're going to have to view one of my other videos to show you how to get to this part. Okay, I'm just going to pull out the battery here because I'm going to have to put some file on my little micro SD card. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use this little adapter. Okay, if you don't have the adapter, just use the regular cable. It's not a big deal. Okay, I'm going to just put the little card in there. Okay, the very first folder, it's called Step 1. Oh, before I do this, by default, any picture that you take or any video that you take is automatically saved in the internal 8 gigs of the phone. Back that up before doing this update. I'm not saying it's going to erase it, but if there's a chance that it can erase it, I usually tell people to back up their stuff first. Last thing I want is a post on, oh, I deleted my kid's first birthday or whatever, how do I get him back? Okay, so just to prevent any of that type of headache later on, I just usually tell people back up your internal 8 gigs first. Okay, if you go inside Step 1, you're going to see a file called rom.zip. Okay, copy that onto your SD card. So it's actually already on my SD card. Once it's on your SD card, rename it. I'm just going to hit F2, and you're going to name it PB31IMG. Okay, so PB31IMG.zip is the full name. Okay, pull this micro SD card out, and then I'm going to connect it to my phone. Okay, hold down the power key, or hold down the volume key and hit power. Okay. Now from here, okay, I ran into a problem the first time I ran this update. I've already installed it, so I know it works. But I ran into a problem when I was installing this update. It actually took me back into recovery, to the Clockwork one. So I pulled out the battery and I did the steps, not the same steps again, but I just went back into HBoot, and then it took me back here. So it should install the second time, at least, if it doesn't install the first time. Okay. Sorry, I got a little confused there. Yeah. Let's see if it does it right now. It shouldn't, but there's a possibility. Okay, so click Start to Update. This is normal. It'll start back up again right now. If you don't know what that does, that unrevoked forever, what that does, it allows you to install any type of pack or any type of zip that's not signed. So what that means for us is we can install whatever update that we want from Verizon, official updates, and we don't have to find a new exploit to root it. We can just install zip files that already contain like the SU privileges and all that stuff, and it'll work. Which is actually what we're going to do after this update. In the folder, there is actually on Step 2, there is a file that already exists. See this one that says pb31img.zip? That's similar to the file that's on your SD card right now. Don't get those confused. This one is only 2 megabytes, or 2.9. Okay, 3 megabytes. Don't get that confused with the file that I just put on your that you just put on your SD card. Okay. So what we're gonna do is after this installs, and then you log into your phone, you're just gonna go in here copy those 3 files and then put those on your SD card. It's going to ask you to overwrite that PB31 IMG. That's fine. So we're just going to wait for this thing to finish. Alright, it's updating. This, of course, would update your firmware and your radio. Okay. Okay, it's going to ask me now to reboot device. Just hit volume up. And then more waiting. First of all, I'd like to thank Football. That is the screen name on XDA Developers. I can't really zoom into that or focus on that. For providing the RUU for the Incredible, which is the one we're using right now. What I did was just when you open up this application, if you go to a certain temp folder, you can pull out that rom.zip file. So that's what I did. Okay. Now we're just still waiting. I'm glad that YouTube increased the videos now to 15 instead of 10.
Droid.
Don't worry, it didn't freeze or anything. It takes a while for it to load the first time. Dun, 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 dun. Looks like it's about to start. Oh, this is some breaking news right there. Looks like the Verizon Fascinate arrived September 9th. That's actually going to be my next phone. Nice. This is my Twitter account. Alright. If you want to follow me, I suggest you do, just because I'm very up to date with some of the hack stuff. I haven't done any videos on Droid X yet, but I'm just waiting for the official 2.2 to come out, and then I'll make a video on that. Alright, we're just gonna skip all this real quick. So I'm just gonna hit next, skip. Now we're already getting some text. I'd rather not show the person's number. Another number. Yeah, since I haven't set anything up right now, it's not going to appear their names but their number, and I would really hate for one of my friends' numbers to appear. Okay, if you go to settings, go to about phone, software information, you'll see all the latest information right there. There's the radio, there's 2.2, kernel, everything's there. Okay. Now that we have that done, I'm actually going to turn the phone off. I'm gonna have to put some new files on this SD card. If you don't have one of these adapters, then just connect the cable to it. That's the way you're gonna have to do it. It just makes it a little bit easier for me, especially since I'm low on time. Okay. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy these 3 files. Okay, that's located in the Step 2 folder of the zip file I provide. Okay, just go on the SD card, on the root of the SD card. Paste it on there. It's going to ask you to replace that one file. That's fine. Replace it. The file before was 174 megabytes. This one's only 3. So just make sure you don't get those confused, or else you're going to have to, unless you're going to reinstall the update. So, oh, that file, the pb31img.zip, the small one, the 3 megabyte one, the one that's located in the Step 2 folder, that's actually Clockwork Recovery. Like, when you install that, it's actually going to install Clockwork Recovery. Oh, man. Okay. Once you put those files in there, hold down the optical button, this one down here, and hit power. Okay. There you go. And then hit power to select the first option, which will take you back here. There you go. It's going to say, do you want to install the recovery? Hit volume up to start the update. There you go. It's going to ask you to reboot the device. That's fine. Hit yes. I'm actually going to pull out the battery this time. Pull out the micro SD card again. Use a little adapter. Or else I would have to go, if I didn't have that little adapter, I would actually have to boot the phone all the way up, then delete that pb31img.zip. That's what I'm going to be doing right now. Delete it. I don't want to get the little message that appears once I try to get into recovery. Okay, so put the card back in there. Hold volume down and hit power again. Okay, once it says hboot up there, once it says hboot USB. Oh, actually, never mind. I guess it doesn't show that. Just go down when it says recovery, hit power. There you go. Now you got recovery with the newest update. Now all you have to do is go into install zip from SD card. Go to choose SD card, or choose zip from SD card, second option, and then just first install the one that says payload update.zip. Okay. So install that. And then go back to choose zip from SD card, and then select the su.2.2 or 2.3.2.1 file. Verify it, hit yes. Okay, now hit the power button on top. Hit the optical button to reboot your system now. And when it boots, you should have the newest official Froyo update OTA for your Droid Incredible, fully rooted and ready to install whatever you need to. Okay, and that ends that video. Alright, thank you for watching, and like always, follow me on Twitter if you want the latest information on it. That's going to be at DIEGOA MEJIA. Alright, thank you for watching.